This is about 3 deaths, actually more if you go back far enough. I say deaths, but perhaps all of them were murders. It's a grey area. Murder, like beauty, is in the eye of the beholder. So let's just call them deaths and say I was involved. This story could be told 100 different ways. My name is Aoife Clifford and I'm the author of All These Perfect Strangers. It centres around 18-year-old Pen Shepherd. It takes place in her country town where everyone knows her and a university campus where no one knows her. At university, at the start, it seems a perfect blend of instant best friends, lots of alcohol and almost no study. But a series of violent attacks begin to occur on campus and Pen realises that you can never run away from your past and that her secrets could be exposed. She was a ghostly pale figure, her skin, hair and clothes bleached of a colour from the overhead light. But turning towards us, she began to change, from white to red. Blood was running down her cheek, neck and onto her clothes. She put her hands out and I stared at her face and her clotted blonde hair glued to the skin. A tight curl of flesh hung limp below the cut on the side of her head, a hole where her ears should be. The girl looked at us, opened her mouth and screamed so loudly that when she collapsed, the noise still hung in the air around us. I wanted to write a novel that explored the ideas of guilt and responsibility. When I was studying law, I was often struck by how different legal guilt and moral guilt can be. Legal guilt can be very cut and dried, whereas moral guilt can include people who would never face criminal charges at all. You are not obliged to say or do anything unless you wish to do so, but whatever you say or do may be used in evidence. Do you understand? The police say it whenever they arrest someone. 3 years ago, they said it to me. But what is more interesting was the footnote at the bottom of the page. It cites a study that found, despite the warning, almost no one stays silent. People feel compelled to talk, to excuse, to explain, or confess. I know that is right because I talked last time. I still don't know if I talked too much or not enough. I like to think of Pen as a reluctant narrator. She doesn't want to tell the truth, and yet she knows how hard it is to keep secrets. So she compromises. She's lied to the police, to the courts, to her psychiatrist, to her family and friends, but she's telling the truth, as best she can, to the reader through a diary that she's keeping. If I had to describe the novel in one sentence, I would describe it as a crime novel with sinister twists and turns that dealt with the big issues about guilt, responsibility and discovering who we are. I hope you enjoy it.